Hello friends, welcome back, and we're going to be taking a look at the charts in just a second. But before we dive in, I wanted to say that I'll not be visible during them because for the most annoying, frustrating reasons, my phone decided that I record the videos on to just delete the video that I made of me talking during them as I was transferring it over to the computer. And rather than make the whole things again, I'm just going to put the videos out without the picture of me in them, so it'll be just audio and the charts. I hope that's okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, really appreciate it. And also, I'll just throw out a quick reminder to everybody that there's a great video out by TradeSpawn today which introduces risk management, and it's a really great thing to watch if you're new to trading. It might be crucial for you, and if you've been trading for a wee while and looking to sort of put things into context and wire your brain correctly for expectations versus odds and things like that, then it's well worth checking out. And I really like the backgrounds in the video too, so I'm going to put this little chunk in at the start of every video today for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink and Tezos. And if you've seen one video, then you've seen them all. You can skip this chunk, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I apologize for the inconvenience. Hello friends, welcome back. Let's take a look at Tezos. Now, before we dive into the charts, and we will be looking at Tezos versus the BTCs and Tezos versus the USDs here in the show in just a second or two, I just wanted to give a little shout out to another great channel on YouTube that I think you should really tune into today if you want to see a video about risk management, an introduction to risk management, sort of expectation versus odds. It could be really useful to some people out there, especially those who are not very experienced with trading. Even if people who've been trading make the same mistakes until they've paid the price of making those mistakes enough times that they kind of learn it the hard way, or else you watch things like this and you kind of get it just helps wire your brain correctly. So I'm going to link to that in this video at the end of it and in the description. Totally check it out. And this is the dollar price. Let's start on the dollar prices since this is where I clicked last. Current price here, let's see above my head, 191. So we're at this 190 level. We spoke about this quite a bit recently in terms of this line here. You've got the 21 moving average coming in here in the daily. We've got this shape that we're in currently. I don't think any of this is surprising anybody. We were quite quick to identify this, of course, in terms of a consolidation type pattern, and that's good to be aware of, to have that on our charts and everything else. Could it be subjective? Oops. I mean, yes, the answer is yes, and I moved that back there just because I didn't intend on moving it. But could it be more like that? Is the angle that I've got this at quite correct? You can change things in various different ways. There's it on log, for instance, just to give you the idea. Look, I've just moved that now. Move it back off log. Oh, it doesn't quite connect. So anyway, these things are always subjective, but we're within the bounds of them. I look at them symbolically. Upside targets then for us, if we want to just trade this in the meantime, we're going to be in around that $2 level, 197, whatever. Downside targets is this first one that we came down as far as at 188. Should you push beyond that, this 21 is there at the minute currently, then you've got the 144 moving average. It's coming in around this area, just in and around that 185 area really. And then below that again, I think you've got this crucial line here, which to be fair, like I said, with the subjective nature of these things, I don't actually know if I've got that lined up rightly. I just I just took it from the top of the previous one, essentially. So anywhere into that 180 area, got to be careful. Seeing prices go below that, then essentially you're back you're back where we left off. You've got this. Yeah, we had this triangle here. And yes, I know there's some people amongst you in the world who are saying, but hold on, Rocky, you always say that these things can easily just become a channel. They can just become a channel. If you get a breakout from one, it could just become a channel in the other. And yes, it could be. So I think maybe I'll just leave this here as it is today and say, to be wise to people, if you were to get a breakout of this thing at any given time, for instance, if you stick it rough measuring sticks in here and you're looking up towards the top side, then you've got a couple of things coming in here, sort of the top of this so-called channel that we could have potentially at the $2.30 area. You've got a horizontal line that we're aware of, and I'm sure there's probably other things in there as well. On the way past that at $2.15, you've got this 382 too. So there's like profit taking targets to be had in here. I'd be looking as well as can we get above this and make a higher high properly, and things like that too. And just, you know, being aware of that at that 315 at 215 area. And of course, should we break, so so-called breakout to the downside, you've got the 200 simple moving average coming in there. That's where I would be looking at 162. And taking a look at the oscillators and whatnot, let's go down a time frame and see if this is an overall. No, consolidating, we're not going to be able to look to that for anything. The trend thing here neither as well. We're just in this neutral area. We're in a neutral area, makes a lot of sense. We had a consolidation pattern, we broke out of it kind of, so to speak, towards the top side. You know, it's put us in at the top half of the channel. We're at the median line in the channel. We're just below the median line in the channel. Really, the 50 simple moving average coming in around about where that would probably be at that $2 area. $2 speaking for itself as a target. Let's try and see if there's anything jumping at us on the Bitcoin prices. Cool. So yeah, on the 4 hour, of course, where we had this golden cross recently, it's the 50 simples come right up and it's right underneath us at the minute. I really don't want to see that breaking down below there. I don't want to, but I could cope with it if it had to. In terms of it coming in here, then the next sort of port of call where I really don't want to see it going below is $2,718. But of course, if it did, then I could cope with it. But you're going past these two moving averages too, things are looking a bit stinky at that point. Then the next place I wouldn't want to see it going past would be 2,675. If it did get down to there, then I would have to admit, you know, that we've got a lower low on the go, instead of trying to debate the point with anybody. But we'd be hoping for a turnaround at that point then anyway, to see how things could go, at least to see if this just turns into a trend and we can get a higher high in after that point. And if we get down as far as 2,621, well then the jig's up for now. Nah, I'm not going to say that. But then things are looking pretty crappy though, really overall, and we'd be going back down below previous resistance and stuff like that. Everything. I think things would need to be reassessed at that point, you know. So that's that. How do I feel about this overall? Well, I think this is just, you know, could be part of a consolidation, or, you know, basically it's not a bull flag, but you could kind of think about it like that way. Let's stick on the 12 hours so it'll look a bit more like it. Yeah, so you got this sort of bull flag here, and you know, maybe we'll get a move off the back of this up to the 382, up there at 3,000. But that's still where we're looking at the minute. And we could obviously come down, test the 236 here at 2,800, and we have the 21 coming in, approaching that 2,800 number. Wouldn't be too surprised if we saw 2,800 again over the next couple of days, and also wouldn't be too surprised if we saw our way up to 3,000. We're in the middle of a range right now overall. Wouldn't recommend in any particular way, any particular plays on the during we're in this particularly tight looking triangle overall. What can I say? Let's just wait and see how things pan out, because we might be getting towards that point just now. If it turns out that I'm wrong and that the things, you know, keep going sideways for the next week, well, obviously I make these videos daily, so we'll be catching up soon enough. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate everybody who likes, comments, subscribes. Please do that, share it with your friends, all that jazz. I mean, I'm not just, it's not just words to me. I massively appreciate it. Read all of the comments, talk back to you and everything else. So super appreciate it, and big hello to all my friends who have been saying hello to me recently in these videos. So yeah, great. Catch you later. So, hi friends, just before we dive into the charts, actually, I've stuck in this little edit because I wanted to say that there's a really good video that's been published by TradeSpot today, and I highly recommend that you watch it. It's kind of like an introduction to risk management. It's really good for people who've been trading for less than a few years. It helps you kind of conceptualize things, and maybe for some of you might already kind of have the idea in mind. You might know what they're talking about if you're a seasoned trader, of course, and for other people out there who are kind of new to the game, this could be like crucial information for you. I think it's really a good video. It's well worth a watch. I certainly enjoyed it. The backgrounds in it are fantastic, and yeah, so I'm highly recommending that video to everybody. Check it out. I put a link at the end of this one in the you know, the thing that pops up at the end, and I'm also putting a link in the description down below in the first couple of lines there. You should see it. Maybe I'll stick it in the pinned comment, whatever. I'm putting this video in both this little section in both the Bitcoin and Ethereum videos, so if you've watched one, then you'll know if you're watching the Ethereum video or vice versa, and I'm saying the exact same thing, that you can skip whatever amount of time that is, hopefully not too long. Right, catch you later.